Today we're going to finally do a video on the Deuce and a half. I've been waiting to do this for quite a while now. The problem is the storage facility, which we have the Deuce and a half in, is actually a parking lot for the school. So I've been trying to get here when they don't have school going on. So we're finally here, and I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the truck. So here is the Deuce. We have the canvas off of it right now. We had it in a parade a little while ago, so we took that off so we can stand in the back. Now, first of all, the first question that I always get is, why do you guys have a Deuce and a half? And the reason for that is we needed a work truck, and we actually had a 2001 Ford Excursion. That was Dad's daily driver, back and forth to work, and it was a great truck. Never had any problems with it. It was never on the end of a tow truck. The only reason we got rid of it is we were looking at the new Ford Super Duties. Just wanted to get a new truck, and we actually had everything picked out for the new Super Duty. We went to the Detroit Auto Show and looked at it, had colors picked out, everything. And one day at dinner, we were kind of joking around and said, hey, instead of buying a truck, we could buy a Deuce and a half, we can buy a real truck. And, we kind of took that seriously and went from there. So, because the main reason that we decided to get the Deuce instead of the truck is cost. You can pay probably $70,000 or close to $80,000 on a new truck, at least, for what we were speccing out, the new Super Duties. And that's just unreal. For something that you're going to throw rocks in, you're going to throw wood in, you're going to beat the crap out of it. So, we just couldn't justify doing that. So, and actually what we did is we went ahead and purchased the Deuce, and then we also purchased a regular car for daily driving. And believe it or not, we bought probably, I think it was like a $40,000. It was a Honda Pilot, which, wasn't that bad. So $40,000 Honda Pilot, and Deuce and a halves are stupid cheap. You can pick a running one up for about $3,000. Of course, it needs a whole, rehaul, on paint and everything. This one, with, all the upgrades we've done to it, we probably got about $12,000 into it. So you put that together, we're only at probably $52,000, more or less, but you're saving $20,000 instead of buying a new Super Duty. Plus, you're not going to be afraid to, beat it up a little bit. You're not going to be able to beat this up. So let's get to the truck now. First of all, this is a 1970 M35 A2 Deuce and a half. It has been restored in 2008. That's why we got the 08. That was from the previous owner. The previous owner only really had it as a parade vehicle. He didn't really use it. So when we got it, of course we've already done a few upgrades to it. We put on these super singles. Now, these actually came with dualies in the back, and here's the original tire. This is a spare. We have a spare super single, but each of those weighs, I think, about 400 pounds without the run flats in them. We took those out. So the super single, you can see, very tiny compared to that big thing. So yeah, we actually got the hubs, or the hubs from a guy named Pea Shooter. I guess he doesn't make those anymore, so those of you who are looking for some, I can't really help you out with where to get them. But obviously, Deuce and a half is military. This being a 1970, you would guess it was probably in Vietnam, but none of them, that I know of at least, made it back from Vietnam, because when they were in Vietnam, after the war was over, they were all ordered to be driven into the ocean or off a cliff, so they never made it back. So this was probably just a, state vehicle, I guess you could say. So let's start at the front, and we'll kind of give you an overview of it. So you got the huge super singles. That's one of the mods I don't want to call it a mod, one of the upgrades we've done to it already. The other one, and pardon all the oil drips, we're getting that figured out. The other one we've done, I'm not sure you can see, but this right here, that is air steering. Very helpful when you got the huge super singles on it, especially. They're very hard to turn, and they actually have power steering for these, but they'll actually stick way out from the frame rail, so it'll look really bad. The air steering is nice and tucked up in there, so that looks awesome, and it works very well. You have a winch up here. It's not a winch. You have a vise up here, which does work. Of course, that's, I think, probably a very old one, if not original. This one does not have a winch because we're in the process of restoring our garage right now, and we can't fit it in the garage with a winch. It's too long, so without the winch, it'll have to work. This does have the, it's a 6-cylinder diesel. I think it's the Hercules. I'm not exactly sure which one because they had multiple different ones. But very cool fact about these, this is a multi-fuel. So basically, by multi-fuel, I mean you can run diesel, you can run, you really shouldn't, but you can run regular gas, you can run on used motor oil, transmission fluid, frying oil. You can pretty much run this truck on anything as long as, of course, you mix it with diesel, but it'll still run. I know people that run it, put some motor oil in it just to keep it, lubricated and everything. But, of course, you'll get a lot of smoke. So, let's move around to the other side here. You have your turn signals right here, headlights. Really cool thing. This is a blackout marker. So when these were in a convoy, you actually have a small light bulb up here. I'm sorry it's so dark in here. There's one light bulb up here, and it very dimly shines on the painted piece of metal here, so that when you're in the huge convoy line, you can see, where everybody's going. There's also some on the back, and here are a couple more up front. There's one here and one on the other side. So the nice thing that I like about the Super Singles is not only does it look awesome, but it really fills up the wheel well. Before, right now you have your wheel up to about here. Before it was probably almost where the rim is now, and it just looked really dorky. So having the Super Singles on it makes it look very good. What else? So the outside, of course, then you have your huge bed on the back. I think that's a 12-foot bed. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I think it's 12 foot because that's what we ordered the banner for when we had it in the parade. Another cool thing is right down here, you have a toolkit. And again, sorry it's so dark. You have a handle. Here you have a pickaxe. You have a shovel. And then, of course, I thought you had an axe in here somewhere. Maybe not. Way in the back, there's an axe. So, if you ever get stuck, which, if you're stuck in this, you're stuck. There's no way out of it. But I guess you can kind of get yourself out. Probably not. Up here, this truck actually has a military radio in it, so here's your antenna for it. Caution, shock hazard. Obviously it doesn't work, but it's just kind of cool. So, this is the bedside, and this is very cool. This is actually, I think, a composite. This is not wood, and it's not metal. I think it's a composite. The original ones were wood, but I have a very cool fact about those. Once we get in the back, we'll get there in a minute. These right here, although they don't look like much, these are actually brackets for when you're on the battlefield. You hook these up, and also the ones on the front to a helicopter, and you can get out of a pinch if you need to. Obviously, we won't be doing that. So to the back, I guess the bed door is already open. You have your bed door here, which is incredibly heavy. I'd say it's probably about 100 pounds or so. But underneath, you have, just your regular taillights and such. And it's really dark, but actually under there you have what's called the glad hand. And if you guys don't know, a lot of truckers will know this, but your glad hand actually runs off of the air tank because you have air assist brakes on here. This actually runs off of your air tank, and you can basically hook up any air tool to it. So if you need to hook up an impact wrench or impact gun or anything really, you can just hook it up right there. You have your jerry cans in the back. We have one on each mud flap there. They have them pretty much everywhere, you can fit them. We have one on the driver's side door as well. So let's go ahead and actually hop in the back here. It may take a little while because I'm only using one hand. I'll have to be careful because you got the braces up here. Now, a really cool fact about the bed here is obviously you got your bed sides, but they're also, if you pull this one up, and I think the front one's down as well. If you pull these up, these are actually your troop seats. So if you fold the legs down on them, which I'll only do the one because I'm right here. If you fold that down, these then act as a troop seat where troops can sit. Obviously, it's not flat right now because I didn't put all the legs down, but very nice. You know, you got a bunch of legs under there. One there. Let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side. So you can fold those down then and sit on there. And from experience, it's a very bumpy ride back here, but very cool. Up front, this one does not fold down. This is just the regular bedside. You have your convoy lights here. This is not original on this truck. I think they're original because of the Federal Signal Corporation. We don't really use them. Only in parades we turn them on. Here's your radio antenna. Got a little string holding it down. Right here we just got our little flag pole holder. You know, when we go on the parade, we put the flag in there and show our pride. So I think that's it for the back of the bed. Another cool thing about the back here is you have your chains here, and of course when you close it up, you line the hole here and there up, and then you put that through. But also if you need the extra, probably 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, if you actually pull this up level, I can't do it with one hand, but you can actually hook that in there, and then you get an extra maybe 1.5 feet, which I guess can come in handy. Let's go ahead and get in the cab of the truck. Now we have a hard top on ours. We also do have a soft top. The hard tops are pretty rare. You don't really see them a lot. They're very nice in the cold. We got the truck in probably, I think in the fall. No, it was summer, but there were still some cold mornings there. So of course, you know, it does help. You have a little heater in there, not much of anything. Wow, it's really dark in here. So we'll get inside here. You have your little handle here to hold on to when you get in. This right here is your plug. If you unscrew that, you can get to your battery terminals in there to charge it up. Door keeps shutting on me. So once we get inside here, it's very dark. I'm very sorry. You have your, obviously your door latch and your window roller. You have all of your caution labels here. And my favorite one is, of course, this is a 5-speed transmission, stick shift. What's very cool is actually the pattern for the shifting. You have reverse, where first would be, then you go to first, second, third, fourth, and then straight up for fifth. Now, I've heard the reason for this is because, obviously, you have a bench seat in here. You can't see. But when you have this big shifter, kind of, you know, right in between your legs, you know, usually you'd be in either second or fifth because the truck doesn't go very fast. So that way you can get some extra leg room in there. It also does have on here your speeds. So you can see first gear in high, you can get up to a whopping 16 miles an hour. I don't think that's true. I think that's a little optimistic there. Then you go second at 27, third at 44. Again, that's very optimistic. And then overdrive is 56, which again, I don't think you'd want to go any higher. And actually on the dash, maybe not, some of them I've seen, it actually has painted on here maximum speed 55 miles an hour. So very cool. Here you have your engine stop lever. Now, cool feature is that these trucks do not need a key to start them. Ours does. We have a battery cutoff with a key hidden. I'm not going to obviously show that for safety reasons, but basically what you do is push in the engine stop. I'm just going to leave it out for now. You turn on your accessory switch, which turns on all of your electronics. Your throttle, that's just for if you have a winch and or, you know, if it's cold and you let it warm up, you can pull that out a couple clicks. And then in the very dark shadow, you have your start button. Nice little red button. You push that in and fires right up. You have your oil, speedometer, tachometer, fuel. I think that's battery. Temperature maybe? I can't see. It's so dark in here. You have air. There's your temperature, so I'm assuming that's got to be battery. And then, of course, you have your lights for your high beam and also a map light, map reading light there. You also, down here, have a manifold heating switch. So, of course, when you flip that on, it actually puts a flame up in the manifold to kind of heat it, so when you're in the winter, obviously. Here, this is kind of cool. You have windshield wipers in here, but they're not electric. They're actually air powered, just like everything else in this truck. And if you go ahead and turn them out, I don't even know if there's any air left in here, is there? There's a little air. So when you unscrew this knob, there may not be enough pressure to work this. Yeah. If you unscrew this knob when you have air pressure, that actually will turn your windshield wipers on. They're kind of a hit and miss kind of thing. A lot of time they don't work, like right now. Here's your heater. You have high, off, and low. Basically cold, a little warmer, and not really that warm. You have your blower vent. You know, you turn that, pull it out, that opens up the vent. And then you have your defroster, which is pretty surprising that you have a defroster in here. You have this little plate here, and your air comes out of there, and defrosts up there. Your windows you unscrew these and you can pop them out this way, or if you go from the outside of the truck, take the top off, you can slide them down that way so they're completely flat. You have no windshield, no top, and no back, drop top convertible. Here is your M22, I think. I'm not all that educated in guns or anything, but this is your gun rack here. You can hold 2 rifles in here, and then you have your boot on the floor, which again is too dark to see. Basically, you just got a bunch of plates up here, you know, telling you the dimensions of the truck, and, you know, don't do stupid shit. Your back window here does open. You can open it up this way. Of course, the other side does the same. Under the seat here is where we have the radio. Again, very dark. I'll try to get another video when it's lighter out. I'm really sorry. But you have your radio down here, and of course we also have our headsets. Not in the truck, they're somewhere else right now. You also have your horn, which is an air horn. This is going to be really loud. Oh my god. Yeah, we got no air. I don't know if you could hear that little squeak, but there's no air left in the truck. So we can't really show you that. Man, I'm really letting you guys down on this video. But anyway, that is pretty much it for the inside of the truck. If we get down here, the other thing for the inside is you have your little kick panels here, like in any older car. You know, you open that up, you get some footwell air. Believe it or not, we haven't even opened the hood, so we'll go ahead and kind of give you a sneak peek in there. Maybe. I can't do shit with one hand. You got your nice little step here that you can stand on, though. That's nice. So you undo that one, you undo this one, and then I think you pull this little switch down here. Am I right? No? Yes? No? Maybe so? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, you push it back. There you go. Jesus Christ, that's heavy. So you can kind of see it in there. I don't think I can do this with one hand, so here's your sneak peek. Close that up. Anyway, so there is your sort of video of the Deuce and a half. I'm sorry everything is so dark in here. This is a storage place we're renting out, so I really don't know where any of the light switches are. So I'm gonna let you guys go because there's a car coming. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to like down below, comment, and also go ahead and subscribe to my channel to check out some more videos. I will hopefully have some more videos of the Deuce and a half coming. We do get some more light though. So, all right, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely subscribe. Thanks.